Today, our group are going to present about Jin Jiang International Hotels Company Limited, or Jin Jiang Hotels in short, a subsidiary under the umbrella of the Jin Jiang International Holdings Company Limited. We are first going to touch upon the company history, then the mission and vision of Jin Jiang Hotels. After that, we will conduct a SWOT analysis and present strategic analysis and suggestions for the hotel group. As aforementioned, Jin Jiang International Hotels is one of the daughter companies of the Jin Jiang International Holdings, a Chinese state-owned tourism and hospitality company headquartered in Shanghai. Alongside the hotel business, the other two core businesses of the company are the tourist services and the transportation and logistics. Jin Jiang Hotels became the first mover in the budget and hotel industry in China, which turned out to be very successful. Therefore, in 1997, Jin Jiang Inn's brand emerged as a separate segment for the budget hotels operations. In December 2006, Jin Jiang Hotels was successfully listed on the main board of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, becoming the first listed Hong Kong stock where it is solely engaged in the hotel business in mainland China. In 2018, Jin Jiang managed to compete with many big brands and become the world's #2 hotel group, operating 8,175 hotels in more than 120 countries, with nearly 942,000 rooms. Jin Jiang Hotel's mission is to establish and expand its global presence, and the vision is to become an internationally renowned hotel group through developing strategies based upon innovation, coordination, eco-friendliness, and sharing for greater supply-side reform. Also to build global business strategy and to be intensive in domestic business development, global deployment, and engage in multinational operations.
We have then conducted a SWOT analysis in order to analyze further in detail Jin Jiang's actual performance as well as the company's potential opportunities and threats. Above is an overview of our research for the SWOT analysis, but I will go straight into further details on the next slide. In terms of strengths, in addition of being a first mover in the Republic of China and having developed a competitive advantage through differentiation, Jin Jiang's major strengths include centralized operations. So in fact, Jin Jiang's operations are centralized on one back office IT system. So one center is controlling its 3 different platforms. Secondly, its large labor force. So Jin Jiang makes efficient use of its large labor force to pursue a global manpower strategy, enabling a greater market penetration, orientation, internationalization, and specialization. Diversity. Through their operation, Jin Jiang has developed and acquired an array of brands that range from budget hotels to 5-star properties. Individuality. Under Jin Jiang, each separate brand aims at inventing its own new concepts that are far removed from the accepted codes used by major hotel chains. Some examples can include the innovative next generation concepts from Compagnia, also the revival of budget hotels by Premier Class, including individual bathrooms, Wi-Fi, and duvet. Lastly, a closer focus on Jin Jiang's brands. So We Hotels is said to be accelerating the integration of the hotel membership program and also providing a global sharing platform which focuses on intelligent business model and a financial and unified procurement platform. Looking at the next slide, we were able to determine and analyze 3 major weaknesses. First of all, Jin Jiang operates mainly low-budget hotels and conduct minor full-service hotels operations. In fact, this can impact its performance in a competitive market such as China and limit the company's global development and expansion. Also, taking into account that Jin Jiang is predominantly situated in the Shanghai market and operates there mostly, it can be a potential limitation for future expansion, possibly lacking of knowledge and experience in terms of international markets. So we have considered it as being one of their weakness. Finally, according to a reliable source, we learned that Jin Jiang lacks operations and management experience compared to other international hotel groups. This could definitely be a drawback for the company in terms of survival within the industry. Now moving on to the opportunities. Jin Jiang could take advantage of the rapid development of IT relating to mobile internet to innovate further and stay ahead of competition. This is also related to industry survival. Also, Xinjiang's implication in numerous partnerships with prestigious groups such as Accor, Hilton, and Marriott is one of Xinjiang's major opportunity for market penetration and further internal and external development. Of course, another major opportunity for Xinjiang, which is also one of their objectives, includes expanding into global travel destinations to provide lodging for China's very large consumer base. Introducing a new complementary product or service to their existing business is seen as another opportunity for Xinjiang and extend their actual relatively simple business model. This can be adding a spa, for example, or other any additional service. Lastly, we can argue that government policies to promote the tourism industry could potentially boost sales and the overall business in China for Xinjiang. Let's finish off the SWOT analysis by covering Xinjiang's major threats. So firstly, the volatility of global political climates for hotel operations is an important constraint that the company will have to deal with. Secondly, another threat for Xinjiang could be the increasing competition from domestic and foreign hotel operators, especially for business development. Also, labor costs in China have exponentially increased in the past years, and as I've said earlier, Xinjiang relies a lot on its large labor force, so this could be a potential threat to the company. Now moving on to Xinjiang's strategic analysis, which will be discussed by my colleague Chris.
So for strategic analysis, we started off by determining the 4 key areas of strategic focus for Xinjiang. The first strategy that we found was that they focused a lot on business integration and structural adjustments of the group with the creation of a 1 center and 3 platform organization. So this platform will consist of Jinjiang Hotel Global Innovation Center, the We Hotel Global Shared Hotel Platform, the Jinjiang Global Shared Procurement Platform, and the Jinjiang Global Shared Financial Platform. This center would help create a more centralized operations team for a group that takes part in many mergers and acquisitions within the hospitality industry. The second strategy that they focus on, we determined, was the improvement of the quality and services of luxury 5-star properties within the group to increase brand awareness and standing in the luxury hotel sector. And to do so, they have to keep up with global standards, along with maintaining a good reputation within their current properties. This helps to create a competitive advantage over other luxury hotel groups. The third strategy that we found was domestic and global expansion with development of properties and brands. And so this comes along with the expansion on the operational level. And the fourth strategy was to improve Xinjiang's international brand image. And this is in league with their global expansion efforts and quality service improvement strategies. So based on the 4 strategies I just mentioned, we determined the reasonability of the objectives of those strategies. So the first objective that we determined was to increase Xinjiang's competencies for global development in multinational operations with a focus on quality and efficiency. And we determined that this was a reasonable objective because it would require a large effort from the HR department, but it would be possible in how Xinjiang wants to structure the firm's organization and operations. Xinjiang has successfully carried out numerous merger and acquisition deals, which required combining teams and operations. In addition to their prior experience, they have already started to improve the quality and efficiency of their operations with special areas of focus, such as industry research, brand innovation, design work, and capital incubation. The second objective is a competitive advantage in the luxury sector. So we determined that this was not reasonable, as there is no current advantage that Xinjiang holds over other global luxury brand competitors, and no foreseeable differentiating factor. The chairman in his annual statement stressed that the middle-end brands were developing and performing very well, while there was not much to say for the luxury properties. The third objective: position Xinjiang as a multinational hotel operator while maintaining position as a domestic market leader. We determined this to be a reasonable objective. The mid-tier Jin Jiang brands are poised to expand as they will cater to China's growing consumer travel base going abroad and have been sufficiently established in the domestic market. Jin Jiang was the earliest domestic hotel company involved in the multinational management, with cooperation alliances and franchising deals. They also have experience with 9 overseas expansions and have achieved great success with those expansions. And then the final and fourth objective is to become recognized as a reputable standard for global hospitality beyond the scope of China. So this would be international reputable standard. And we found this to be a reasonable objective. With global expansion, one of their objectives will also come greater brand awareness. So this will help. And although on the luxury sector side, it will require acquisition of an established brand or a revamp of its current luxury brand, they are pretty strong in the mid-tier brands. Jin Jiang has already started to focus on improving the quality and services of its hotels to keep up with international standards for their mid-tier properties. The group also holds a very strong presence in Shanghai, which helps Jin Jiang's brand that they are able to distinguish their mid-tier hotels in that highly competitive and global market, which is an example to what could be accomplished abroad.
Thanks, Chris. Here are some successful stories and lessons of Jin Jiang Hotel Group global expansion that we learned. First, successful initial expansion in Asia country. Jin Jiang Hotel International Group started with the economy hotel chain, and their hotel brands have little brand recognition like competitiveness. However, Jin Jiang chose to expand its hotel in Asia countries because people in Asia countries compared to Western have similar background, cultural, living standard, etc. Will be easier for Jin Jiang to enter Asian market. For example, in 2011, Jin Jiang International Group took the economy hotel brand Jin Jiang Inn as the pioneer and successfully entered Philippines. Second, making use of intermediates to reduce risk of overseas investment. In recent years, the scale of overseas investment by Chinese hotel company have been rising. There were many cases of domestic hotel companies fail to invest overseas due to the unfamiliarity of local laws, culture, and policies. Jin Jiang Hotel Group's overseas expansion is much more rational. They have selected local companies as intermediaries for M&A and franchising. For example, in 2011, Interstate Hotel and Resorts, a leading hotel real estate investor and the nation's largest independent hotel management company, acquired by Hotel Acquisition Company, which is a 50-50 joint venture between their Lodging Group and the Jin Jiang International Hotel Group. Jin Jiang entered the Southeast Asia market through the Philippines, Oishi, and Indonesia Jinpeng Group. It showed that choosing an intermediaries for overseas expansion can be significantly avoid the risk of overseas investment. Thirdly, becoming asset light. Most of hotel groups started with heavy assets or combination of light and heavy assets. However, after strong hotel competition, hotel groups gradually turned to light asset business like hotel management and a brand franchise. Jin Jiang Hotel is also following this trend. From 2013, Jin Jiang started to sell its properties and use the money to reinvest. Here are some lessons we learned from Jin Jiang case. At first, Jin Jiang does not have a clear brand structure. Starting from 2-star to 5-star hotels, it's all called Jin Jiang. It's impossible to distinguish the brand and its positioning. Overseas hotel company have a very clear brand structure, such as Accor. The 4-star brand is called Novotel, and economy brand is called Ibis. Right now, the situation in Jin Jiang is getting better, but with increased competition from both domestic and foreign hotels, most of Jin Jiang's hotel brand lack core competency. Second, integrating merged company to create synergy appears to pose significant challenges. In particular, how to handle complex relationship between brands and a unified different system to obtain a successful transition is a big task. For example, in May 2016, Jin Jiang Hotel unexpectedly sold the hotel management company Interstate Hotels and Resorts 6 years after acquisition. From the industry's perspective, this may declare a strategic failure to transform Jinjiang Hotel Management Company. Human resources and loyalty program integration also appear to put pressure on the merger companies because corporate culture differences and the layoffs tend to increase the tension between acquiring and target companies. Next, I'm going to talk about the challenge that Xinjiang is facing. First, limited management control. Franchise has been allowed in expansion of Xinjiang. According to franchise agreement, the management in franchise hotel is not under total control of the company. Once franchise hotels are not subject to operation agreement or official property certificates cannot be obtained and must transfer a place, the company is likely to suffer a loss in operation as the franchise hotel will lose customer and revenue. If customers are not satisfied with the service provided by franchise hotel, the company will complain and there will be adverse effect on brand image and reputation. Then the hotel's operation will be affected. Jinjiang's international group acquired Radisson to fill the needs in overseas mid to high-end market. However, Jinjiang lacks international reputation recognition and the hotel operation and management experience compared to other international hotel management companies. Jinjiang is less competitive. It is still a big challenge for Jinjiang to operate Radisson, which is internationally renowned high-end hotel group. Thirdly, brand integration planning. As one of the leading hotel operators in China, the company has been on an impressive run acquiring hotel groups from abroad, including Louvre Hotel groups from France in 2015, as well as at home like Vienna Hotel Groups in 2016. With more hotels adding to Jinjiang's portfolio, we cannot tell the difference between each brand. How to make each brand distinct and not overlap with each other is a big challenge for Jinjiang in the next few years. Jinjiang business heavily gears toward low-budget hotels with comparatively few full-service hotels. As customers' lifestyle and the consumption behavior change, customers' expectations toward the hotel are different. Limited service the hotel cannot satisfy their needs. Jinjiang must further develop its competitive advantage in luxury scale to capture the market share and get high-end market penetration. Last, recently, China National Development and Reform Commission released a new restriction towards overseas investment on real estate, hotels, cinemas, and entertainment. This regulation has great impact on Jinjiang Hotel Group globally. I would like to hand over to Suyash to further discuss the modification of Jinjiang's existing objectives. Thank you.
So now we're going to talk about the modification of the existing objectives. So we feel the company can have a greater competitive advantage in the mid sector than in the luxury sector. As in the luxury sector, Jinjiang does not have a major competitive advantage over other global luxury hotel chains. Jinjiang's main forte is in the mid-scale and the budget in the budget segment. Hence, the company should focus more on this and try and extract maximum value out of it. The company can also use the segmentation such as geographic, psychological, and demographic to make the hotels more specialized and cater to these niche markets. So basically in geographic segmentation, the company should tailor according to the local demands, such as choosing between they want corporate business or leisure business. In psychological segment, it's based on the customer attitude, interest, values, and lifestyle. So there will be different needs and wants for luxury customers versus budget customers due to their different lifestyle and budget needs. Now talking about the demographic segmentation. So it is based on age, gender, size of the target market. So for instance, needs and wants of millennial customers would be very different from the needs and wants of the silver hair tourists. Hence, the company should identify the target market and specialize in that segment by making the hotels in that particular way. So the millennial customers would want a tech-savvy hotel versus the same would not work for the silver hair tourists.
Also, we feel that the company should modify its existing objectives to incorporate sustainability. Today, sustainability is an important factor, and this should be an objective of the parent company to ensure that all its hotels or brands are practicing it on a global level.
Thank you very much for listening to our presentation today. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to send us an email and we will be happy to answer any of your questions. Have a great day.